Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, and in today's video, I will be bringing you guys my official grades for the Washington Commanders 2025 draft class. Now, just note that these are not the final grades. You really can't grade a draft class until they are 2, 3, 4 years into their careers, right? So this isn't a final grade. This is just a grade, pretty much initial grade after the draft, how I'm feeling about these guys and just, how I would grade these picks right now. But obviously, they are subject to change later down the road when these guys are like 2 to 3 years into their careers. So before we get into today's video, make sure y'all leave a like down below, subscribe if you're not already subbed up, and turn on notifications. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into today's video. Alright, so we're going to go in order here, starting off with our first round pick, round 1, pick 29, Josh Conerly Jr. I gave this pick a B, and honestly, I could have given it a B+, but for now, I'll go B. And, at first, a lot of us were shocked. I myself, with the amount of edge talent on the board, Mike Green, Nick Scorton, Donovan Ezaraku, right? I just didn't expect us to take a tackle there at 29. Even Jahad Campbell was there, right? So, he's not an edge rusher, but he can rush off the edge on the line and obviously play at off-ball linebacker at a very high level, right? So I did not expect us to take tackle there with the amount of talent left on the board at other positions. But it makes sense, right? Like Josh Conerly Jr., he's a really, really athletic tackle, man. One of, if not the most athletic tackles in this year's draft class. Has really quick feet, has good footwork. He's really quick to get out in space, in my opinion. Very solid pass blocker. And once again, he can get out in space quickly when he becomes a run blocker. This is a guy that is going to go to right tackle. And early on, it may be a little rocky because there are some things he needs to improve on. His play strength. And with his play strength, I want people to remember that Josh Conerly Jr. is only 21 years old. So the play strength will come over time. Like he's going to get in the weight room. Our strength and conditioning coaches are amazing. So I already know that he's going to be putting in a lot of work with them, most likely than not. And he's just going to get that play strength up. And again, it's just going to come with time. He's only 21 years old, so I'm not too worried about the play strength. But it did show up at the Senior Bowl when he got bull rushed by Mike Green. Y'all know that viral clip, so that is a concern with some fans. But to me, he should get that play strength up. I'm not too worried about that. He could improve his hand placement a little bit, but Josh Conerly Jr., man, if he goes to right tackle and is really good at right tackle, we could have two bookend tackles, which would be awesome, man. Laremy Tunsil and Josh Conerly Jr. as our bookend tackles for at least the next 3 or 4 years, because we don't know how long Tunsil will be here, but man, it was clearly a point of emphasis for Adam Peters and company to build up this O-line in front of Jayden, your most prized possession. And I'm not going to complain about giving your franchise quarterback more protection, because as long as Jayden's protected, man, we got a shot. And his protection comes first, so I can't complain about that at all. And once again, I'm giving this Josh Conerly pick for now a B grade. Round 2, pick 61, we selected cornerback Trey Amos out of Ole Miss. He was one of my favorite cornerback prospects to watch. He was my cornerback 4. I had him at most a late first round pick, and at the very least an early second round pick. And he was in consideration for our pick at 29, according to Adam Peters himself. After we picked Trey Amos, he had a press conference. He said that, he was in consideration for their pick at 29. And a lot of people had him going back end of the first round, right? Mid to back end of the first round. And he fell all the way to 61. Heard he had a back issue. I'm not so sure about that, if that's a real thing. But man, Trey Amos is so good. He's very scheme versatile. He can play in press man coverage, off man, zone. So that's really good because, whenever running zone coverage, Trey Amos, he's going to be good in that. We know that for sure. Press man coverage, he's going to be good in that. Off man, he's going to be good in that. Another reason why I love this pick is because you get to move Mikey Sanderson back into his natural position, the slot. Mikey was very solid for us on the outside last year. He did a lot of good things for us on the outside, man. but the position we drafted him to play was a slot, and he gets to move back there, and I feel like he can become one of the best slot cornerbacks in the NFL in a year or two. So the Trey Amos pick just makes our entire cornerback room better, in my opinion, our entire secondary better, because it allows Mikey to shift back to his natural position. Amos had a really good ball production this past season at Ole Miss. 3 interceptions along with about 13 pass deflections, which is really, really good. He had a total of 30 pass deflections, around that number, in his collegiate career, which is really, really good. He's always around the ball, like this past season at Ole Miss was always around the ball. He elevated Ole Miss's defense, man, specifically the secondary. So Lattimore, Amos, and Mikey, I absolutely love that trio. So Trey Amos, he gets an easy A+ for me. Round 4, pick 128, Jalen Lane. I gave this pick a B+, man. I really liked this pick when it was made. I'm not going to lie, I thought we would go edge rusher there. Braden Swinton was really the last edge rusher there that I really wanted. There were other guys as well, but, you know, they just weren't going to make so much of an impact. Like, Fadil Diggs was there. Don't think he would have made too much of an impact. And other guys as well. Kyle Kennard went like 3 picks before to the Chargers, which absolutely sucked because Kyle Kennard was one of the last guys at edge rusher that I wanted. But, you know, going to Jalen Lane, I really like this pick, man. Lane is a guy that, you know, when you look at his production, man, it's not amazing, but that's not all on him, man. Virginia Tech's offense was awful, and they were relying heavily on the run game. Bashol Tutton carried it a bunch. He's with the Jaguars now. He was drafted in the 4th round, and Tutton's a dog, or Tuten is a dog, right? So I understand why they gave the ball to him on the ground a lot. However, man, the passing game was bad. Like, their quarterback was really, really bad. Like, there were so many instances where Jalen Lane was wide open, and he just wouldn't get the ball at all. And it sucked because when he's in open space, he's absolutely deadly. He's also a phenomenal returner, and he's going to be our day 1 starting returner. Probably punt returner and kick returner if I had to guess, but most likely punt returner, and maybe they start at kick returner. We'll see, but all I know is he's going to be our day 1 starting punt returner, so that's where he's going to make most of his contributions in his rookie season, but he's also going to be used on offense as well. Jalen Lane is a guy that you get the ball into his hands, he's going to do the rest. Kind of like Deebo Samuel, but he's a more explosive Deebo Samuel, man. He runs a 4.34. His athletic profile is insane. He's 5'10", 191 pounds, so not the biggest guy, but he does have pretty lengthy arms, to be honest with you. Almost 32-inch arms. He jumps so high, man. Had over a 40-inch vert and close to an 11-inch broad, or 11 feet broad, which is absolutely insane for a guy his size. Jalen Lane is just going to add another element to this offense, and we needed speed. And Lane is a guy that, once again, you get the ball into his hands, he can do the rest, and he can be a really good deep threat as well with his speed. He can actually get behind the defense, which we definitely needed another guy like that. So I really like the Jalen Lane pick, and I'm giving it a B+. Round 6, pick 205, linebacker Cam Medrano. I gave this pick a B. At first, I'm not going to lie, I had no idea who Cam Medrano was, but then I watched film, saw his athletic profile, and I was like, okay, I get the pick. Here, I wanted a running back, and not going to lie, because running backs were coming off the board on day 3, and we picked JCM in the 7th round, which we'll get to next. But Medrano, let's talk about him. He's an athletic freak, man, and you guys have probably heard that a whole bunch. He almost has a 10 RES score, and if it wasn't for his weight, he's 222 pounds at 6'2", so he's kind of built more like a strong safety, a big strong safety, right? Not really like a linebacker, but he is pretty much a off-the-ball, pure middle linebacker. It just doesn't really look that way because he's not built like that, but he is. He definitely is. 983 RES score, which is absolutely insane, man. Ran a 4.46 40 at the 40-yard dash at the combine, and that's the fastest 40 ran at the combine among all linebackers, which is amazing. 38-inch vertical and a 10 feet 5-inch broad jump, which is really, really good. He also posted up elite shuttle and 3 cone times at the combine as well. So he murdered the combine. He's an athletic freak. Adam Peters, he loves taking guys who are athletic freaks on day 3 in the draft, really overall, because Josh Crowley Jr., he's athletic. Trey Amos, he's pretty athletic according to his RAS score, right? So when it comes to drafting guys, RAS score, athleticism profile, that's one of the things AP loves to look at, and especially with day 3 guys. So Medrano, you see the potential with him. He's a really good coverage linebacker, but he's not great when it comes to defending the run. So that's something he needs to be, more improved at. But if you can mold this guy into a solid linebacker, because he has the traits, he has the athletic traits to be a good linebacker, if you can mold him into being a solid linebacker, then man, he could be some in this league, man. He really could. So I'm giving this pick a B. He's going to start on special teams more likely than not, but he's definitely going to make this roster. And, who knows? We may mold him into something, and he may end up being a good linebacker in this league. Jacory Krosky-Merritt is the guy we picked with our 7th round pick 245. This was my favorite pick in the draft. Like, as much as I love the Trey Amos pick, I absolutely love that pick, Jacory Krosky-Merritt was my favorite pick in the draft, man. And I know it's a 7th round pick, but this is a guy that if he played this past season, he would have went in round 3 or round 4. He is an absolute dog. He is a starting running back in the NFL, and it's such a shame he was picked in the 7th round because, hey, it's good for us, right? Like, we wouldn't have had an opportunity to get him if he was picked earlier, but if it wasn't for, what happened this past season with the eligibility issues, only playing the first game, which was against his former team, New Mexico, who, he absolutely went crazy against New Mexico, had 13 carries for over 100 yards, 1 touchdown, really good in that game. He was really good for New Mexico, had over 1,000 yards with them in 2023, 17 touchdowns, and because of eligibility issues, he was not able to play for basically the whole season, and that's why he fell to round 7, and he's also 24, right? So Jacory Krosky-Merritt, man, he's got it all. He has a great burst, is a very patient runner, has a nice physicality, can hit the home run, has good vision, does a good job of getting north and south, has pretty good short area elusiveness. Like, elusiveness near the line of scrimmage, in the short area, really good. Really, really good, man. I love Jacory Krosky-Merritt, man. And his weaknesses are mainly in pass pro, in my opinion, or in the pass game. Like, he's not a great pass protector, and he's not an amazing receiving back as well, right? But this is a guy that has the chance to be a 1-2 down running back, man. Like, I feel like he has that type of potential. This is a guy that by week 8, week 9, midway through the season, right, do not be surprised if Jacory Krosky-Merritt is taking the bulk of running back carries because he's a dog. And he, in my opinion, is a starting running back in this league. Ran a 4.45 at his pro day, which is good enough for me, right? That's, he can hit the home run when you watch his tape. So, that 4.40 speed, good enough for me. I love this pick, and I gave it an A+ grade. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're not already subbed up, and turn on notifications. Comment down below your thoughts on my grades for the Commanders 2025 draft class, and comment down below your grades and thoughts for the Commanders 2025 draft class. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.